Something I've been realizing lately is that life doesn't change all at once. Growing up, I always thought change would feel dramatic, like there would be some big moment where everything suddenly feels different, a clear before and after. But the older I get, the more I notice that life doesn't really work like that. It changes quietly. Most of the time, you don't even notice it while it's happening. You're just going through your normal days, doing the same routines, seeing the same places, talking to the same people, and it all feels familiar, almost like nothing is really changing at all. But then something small happens. You hear a song you haven't heard in years, and suddenly you're reminded of a version of yourself that doesn't really exist anymore. Or you go back to a place you used to go to all of the time, and it feels different somehow, not because the place changed, but because you did. And that's when it hits you. Life has been moving this whole time, not in big dramatic shifts, but in these tiny, almost invisible steps. I think a lot of us expect life to announce its big moments, like we'll clearly know when we've entered a new chapter, but most of the time, chapters in life don't start with some huge event, they start quietly. One day you realize the conversations you have are different than they used to be. You care about you care about different things. The problems that once felt huge don't seem as important anymore, and things you never thought about before suddenly matter a lot. It's almost like you slowly become a new person without realizing it, and I think that's one of the strangest parts about being human. We spend so much time trying to figure out where life is going, trying to plan everything, predict everything, control everything, but in reality, life is constantly reshaping us in the background through random conversations, through small experiences, though days that feel completely ordinary at the time. Through days that feel completely ordinary at the time, and years later, you look back and realize those ordinary days were actually the ones that changed you the most. Not the big dramatic moments, the quiet ones, the normal ones, the ones you didn't think were important. Sometimes I think about how many versions of ourselves we've already been. The person we were 5 years ago, the person we were 10 years ago. At the time, the version of us probably felt permanent, like that's just who we were, but now we can see it clearly. We changed, our priorities changed. Our priorities changed. The way we see the world changed. The way we see the world changed. Even the way we understand other people changed. And the interesting thing is, the version of you that exists right now isn't permanent either. You're still becoming someone right now, even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if today just feels like another normal day, because one day in the future you'll probably look back at this exact time in your life and realize something about it that you can't see yet. Maybe it was a turning point, maybe it was a quiet transition between chapters, or maybe it was just a small stretch of life that slowly shaped who you became next. And and that's something I've been thinking about a lot lately, that life rarely changes in big loud ways. Most of the time it changes quietly, and we only realize it after the moment has already passed. So that was the script, and I'm sorry to trick you all, but that was AI, that was Chat GPT, but I vibed with that so much. And before you click off, I just want you to know sometimes it's about asking the right type of questions that you vibe with and seeing what vibes with you and seeing what doesn't vibe with you. And I don't know, just the way that was written just really vibed with me, and I wanted to share it. And maybe it was written with AI, but I put my human flair to it, and I don't know, that just felt really cool. And there's a lot of like profound thoughts there, like how life changes quietly at times, and it's just really cool to think about. So I stumbled a few times in the video, but I'm just going to let it be as it is because I feel like I read that pretty good overall. So I'm going to make barely any cuts on this, maybe a few minor ones, and yeah, let the video be as it is. And I hope you're not upset with me that it was AI, but sometimes it's just, like I said, about asking the right questions, and that just felt really cool to me, and those thoughts were really interesting to me, so I just wanted to share them. Thanks. See you in the next one, and I hope that's real soon. Bye for now.